We've got some fresh new young talent doing some things that I know you haven't heard before.
1, 2, 3, listen.
As a designer, but not necessarily with people who come from a scientific background or technological background. And this has been the best part of the day. As an industry, get together in thinking commonly of how do we take the world in the future and make these decisions for ourselves.
Thinking about the real issues that are going to make an impact on the future of gastronomy and the food that we eat every day.
Over the next 30 years, which is what we were asked to imagine today, what the state of London's food scene in 2050 will be like. Provenance of food, where it comes from, how it's grown, how we're going to cope with dwindling resources on the planet, how we're going to ensure that people who work in the catering industry, for example, what sort of fast food we're going to be eating in 2050, what sort of street food, what about seaweed, what about insects, what about other sources of protein.
People do need to connect more with the food that they eat, and I think we need to try and push people more towards learning how to cook and learning how to interact with food again.
You want to be where the action's happening, where the conversation's happening about the future of food. And Project Gastronomía, to me, is one of those spaces.
Basque Culinary Center is a center created to develop the potential of gastronomy.
So we're talking about how our senses of sight, touch, taste, smell, and sound all contribute towards the experience we have.
The power of the brain, and we don't know anything about what's going on here.
My colleagues are average age 26, 27. When I asked them, what are you doing this weekend? They all go to restaurants. I didn't go to restaurants when I was 26. I used to go to clubs.
We came up with what we call the Chef's Manifesto. It has identified the 17 goals into 8 areas where chefs can have an impact.
We're doing science looking at specifications to protect foods against food fraud.
We truly need to be connected to nature, be open to technologies, to be open to dialogues.
All generations throughout the world are looking for a holistic, healthy, balanced lifestyle.
48 million Americans have food poisoning in 2050. It costs huge amounts of money.
Any useful idea about the future should appear to be ridiculous. So, in the afternoon, I hope that you have fun with useful ideas and ridiculous ideas, and that's precisely what we want to explore.
I really appreciate your input today, your energy. It was an amazing 2 days, and we really hope to see you in the next edition. Thank you. Please.